latest edition of Senior Showcase, and honored today to have graduating senior Josh Crandall. How you
Thank
doing,
you for
Josh?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. What kind of hat you sporting there? I could see.
It's just an Adidas hat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
I
my
wasn't.
buddy's. It's not even mine.
Oh, there you are now, scamming other people's hats.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind, just take a minute and share over the last 4 years what you've been involved in at PR.
Okay, so over the past 4 years, I've been involved in football for all 4 years, wrestling for all 4 years. I did track and field for a year. I was a thrower. And yeah, I just spent most of my time with football and wrestling. Because I would do training outside of school for wrestling. That took up most of my time.
Now, what kind of training were you doing outside of school? Is it club wrestling or conditioning?
Yeah. So there's a few gyms that are within like 30 minutes from us that we go and we train for off-season stuff. There's off-season wrestling. It's called freestyle. It's just a different style. You can do that to just help you prepare for the next season. It's good to get into.
Now, I know wrestling's been a huge part of your life ever since you were little. When did you start, and talk about that progression?
So I started, the Petrowskis are my neighbors. So when I moved in here my kindergarten year, they were the ones who got me into it. And which was funny because my dad's like, he was thinking, he's like, all right, I'll let him try it because he's going to go to one practice, two practice, and he's going to say, I hate this. Like, I don't want to come back to this. So he's like, all right, I'll let you try it. So then I started off my kindergarten year and I actually ended up loving it. And then my second year, I ended up winning Bantam State. So that just kept me in, and then I just wanted to keep going with it ever since.
So Bantam State. So are the weight classes similar to how they are in football? But when you say Bantam, what weight was that, and how old were you?
Yeah, no, that's like first grade. So I think I was around 70 something pounds.
Okay.
So yeah. It was on the bigger end for that grade.
And Josh mentions the Piotrowskis. So for those of you that don't know who Travis is, you could check out Travis's video because he's also in a senior showcase on the college edition. So, and you'll understand why Travis and his brother Trey were such a big influence on Josh as well. So, so if we look at your progression in wrestling, then did you say you won Bantam State or you placed high? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I won Bantam State.
That was pretty cool. You're like, hey, I could dig this.
Yeah, and you actually win like a belt once you win it, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. So then, how did that progress for the rest of your grammar school years?
So yeah, I didn't start training at the like the facilities, like they're called like Quetta. We have Omega Training Center and like ISI wrestling. I didn't start training at those till I would say probably till middle school. That's probably when I started like turning up a notch, starting to get more into it and started training harder and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. So then, well, let's stick on grammar school. So then, when did you start playing football in the Junior Wolves program?
I actually might have started football before kindergarten because we had those flag football leagues.
Yep.
And I think we all started before either kindergarten or the year before kindergarten. And then I don't know, I've always loved football, so I don't know. We after flag football, we were all so excited to get in tackle football, and then I think I had Kirchberg my first year as a coach, and I just had a blast with him, and then just took off ever since.
Yeah, Coach Kirchberg would be a fun guy to have your first year in football because he just loved having fun, and yelling and
He's
screaming
got a
and
lot of
laughing.
energy. I love him.
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool. So that was a great start for you. So then talk about once you got to high school, kind of how did it go with wrestling and football and the work you had to put in, and share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so football, I remember freshman year of football, we were all psyched because, we all came together for Prairie Ridge. We were playing for our high school finally. I mean, we knew like we were going to be something special because, I mean, our freshman year, we destroyed most of the teams. We went undefeated, and we had a really good season. On the wrestling, freshman year wasn't the best for me wrestling wise because I had my injury that year. About 2 weeks before the season started, I dislocated my shoulder, which tore my whole labrum and
Wow.
my rotator cuff. So yeah, I got that bad surgery in February. So they repaired my whole labrum tear. They put anchors in my shoulder, and I was out till I was able to come back to the first practice for summer football. That's when I came back.
I imagine was that a pretty painful recovery, or how did it go for you?
Yeah, that was actually because I tore my whole labrum, so they had to repair the whole thing. So basically, it was like my shoulder was starting over. So my therapy, like my first day, would just be trying to like get my arm to lift like the smallest amount because I couldn't. I mean, now I can lift it up, but when I just got done with my surgery, I couldn't lift it up at all.
Sure.
And it was just progression, just trying to get it to go straight up, and it took a while.
Well, that's good that you came back because as a sophomore, you got to contribute on the varsity, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yes. So talk about that a little bit.
I always remember this because this was a summer coming back from my shoulder. So I wasn't in the best shape, and I was at the biggest I've ever been. I was probably sitting around 215. I was on the defensive line, and when I first came to the varsity practice, I was like, geez, what did I get myself into? Because like I had never done any conditioning like they do at the varsity practice. So I was like, wow, I'm in for a ride because I was bigger at that time, and I wasn't as conditioned as everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So then I remember, summer days are just a grind. And then I remember Cal coming up to me, he got on me. He's like, there should be no reason you shouldn't be starting. You have the size and stuff. He's like, it's just about your mind and your work ethic and how you want to push yourself. Like you should be out there starting and stuff.
This was Coach Cal?
Yeah, this was Coach Cal.
Okay.
And he was actually pretty mad at me. He's like yelling at me. He's like, I want to see you like bust it and stuff. And yeah, he was getting on to me, and I thank him for that because taught me to push myself.
And that's pretty cool because Coach Cal was still a defensive backs coach, but yet he still took interest in you on the D line.
Yeah, I mean, and that was like one of my like first like run-ins with him, and I mean everybody's scared of him when they first talk to him. So, but he's awesome. I love him.
Oh, cool. And so then you ended up rotating on the line, right, that year?
Yeah. So I think it was about week 5 is when I finally got my chance. I got in because one of our defensive linemen got injured, and then I was subbed in, and then I played pretty well, and then the next week they just started me, and I started for the rest of the season.
Yeah, pretty fun. I mean, and then you got a chance to win a state championship that year, and
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
it was really fun, man.
So if you look back now just on your senior year, okay, what are some of the biggest memories that stick out for you as a senior across anything?
I mean, obviously football. I mean, that was awesome doing that. It was awesome doing our sophomore year going to state. But there's nothing like doing it yourselves. Because I mean, we were seniors, and I mean, this was our goal, and we did it. I mean, obviously we didn't win, but I mean, it's still a great feat to make it there, and I'm appreciative and grateful that I got to do that with my best friends. And I'm gonna get emotional. This is so sad talking about this, but yeah, no, I really had fun.
No, and that's awesome. And you were such a huge contributor to that squad. When did you make the transition from line to linebacker?
So that was my junior year. Um, so that's when. So coming off my sophomore year, I grew a little bit taller, and I started losing weight. I started like leaning out, and then so our our summer after our sophomore year, I had a bit more speed. I was a little bit smaller, so Coach Pete was like, "Hey, we want to at Carthage." He's like, "Hey, we want to try you out at middle linebacker. I mean, you're not gonna get it right away. It's gonna be confusing and stuff." He's like, "Just keep working at it. Keep trying hard, and you'll get it." And I mean, I worked through that whole summer at middle linebacker, and then yeah, that's where I started that year. And
Nice.
I love that position. It's a really fun position.
And then how was the difference between having Coach Dunker to now having Coach Peterson, not only as the coordinator but now your position coach too?
Yeah, I mean, Dunker I love, and Peterson I also love. I mean, it's not like I left Dunker. I still saw him every day. You know, he still coached me up on things. And Peterson, I really love Peterson because he really pushed me to be the player I was. So I I thank him for that.
Awesome. Now, if talk about your what happened wrestling in your last 2 years, how that progressed for you.
Yeah, so wrestling I had a really fun time over the past 2 years. We had a very fun last team, or we had a very fun team last year because we had some characters on our team, like some of the seniors that were from last year, so like Drake Reaganhart, Trey Petrowski, Jay Sparks, just some goofy guys. Yeah, we had a lot of fun last year. I ended up making it down to state at 195. It was my first year going down to state. Obviously, I was a bit nervous, but I had fun down there. I didn't do what I wanted to do, which was place, but I learned, had fun, and then this year, me and Kyle, it was weird because it's like, I mean, we're used to having older guys in the room, and it's weird because Kyle, Nick, now we were at the top. Now we had like no other older guys to look up to. But it was still an awesome year. I had an injury though, on my thumb from gym volleyball that caused me to miss I think it was about 4 weeks. I came right back. I came right back in time for regionals, one regionals, one sectionals. Made it down to state at 220. It sucks because I was giving up so much weight. I was wrestling at 220, and I was probably sitting around 180, 183, around there.
Wow.
I
Did you
mean,
keep did
I'm
you
not
keep
getting.
did you keep dropping weight throughout the season, or wrestling up that much?
Well, yeah, I was wrestling up that much, but that was the thing. I wasn't trying to lose weight, but I actually got sick towards the end of the season, and like I just kept losing weight. And once I got to state, I was weighing in the 170s, wrestling up at 220. But I mean, I'm not going to make any excuses because I definitely should have still placed. But I mean, I still had a great year. I mean, there's nothing I regret. I mean, I love spending time with Kyle, Nick, and all the younger kids, and it was a really fun time. I love Breeden. Breeden's a great coach, and Coach Smith, he's awesome. They push us well. We had a fun time.
That's awesome. And just think about it. Here in your varsity career for wrestling and football, you went downstate twice for both sports. And how many people, I mean, that's going to be a cool memory that you're going to look back on one day and go, that was all right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many high school students that never even sniff a postseason. And the fact that you had a chance to do it 4 times is great. So good for you.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Now,
I'm going to appreciate it more when I'm older.
Yeah. Now, how have you handled, obviously, the way the years kind of ended isn't the way you'd kind of prefer. So how have you handled the whole quarantine with your buddies, and just how have you processed it all in the last couple months?
Yeah. So when it first started, I remember it was like that Friday before that Monday they announced off for school. And no one really knew that Friday if we were going to have school the next week or not. And then, I mean, it started spreading around. And at first we were all excited because I mean, this was the week before spring break, and me and all my buddies, we were going down to Florida. So we were like, hey, we just get a week off before we go to Florida. So this is nice.
Sure.
So that went by, and we hung out throughout the week. And then towards the end of the week, that's when like more of the bigger stuff started happening. Like they started closing down restaurants and stuff like that. And they were closing beaches in Florida, and we were like, and then it just finally came out. We like probably that weekend before we were supposed to leave, we were like, we can't go anymore. And then we're like, this really sucks now. Like, and we probably rather went to school for that week, and then so we could have gone on spring break. But I mean, it's been a tough few weeks because I mean, you want to see everyone, but not everyone can just go out because people's parents are worried, obviously. I mean, you can't just do like the normal stuff you did it anymore, which sucks. I mean, we still do like little stuff. I mean, we'll go outside, play basketball. We'll go fish. We'll go skateboard. I don't know. It's just small stuff we can do outside. We try to keep ourselves entertained, but I mean, there's not much to do, which sucks. I mean, you almost want to say like, I'd rather be in school just so I can see these people and go back to doing stuff like walk in a restaurant and stuff like that. I mean, it's just crazy how far it's progressed. And I mean, I just hope, I don't know if it is, but I just hope it's going to end soon.
Now, what have you come to really appreciate about something at school? Something that you just wouldn't have thought about that was like really mundane or boring, and now you're like, man, I just really missed that.
Definitely just spending time with my friends, because like I said, like some of my parents or some of my friends' parents don't even let them go out. So, I mean, it really just sucks. Like, you're not like, this is our last year here, and we're not able to see each other. Like, and we don't know how long it's going to last. Like, this could last all summer. Like, what if we're not able to see each other all summer? This is our last summer together, which really sucks. So I'd say I miss that the most, just seeing my best friends and stuff.
Sure. Now, have you gotten into any kind of binge watching or anything over the quarantine?
Oh yeah, I watched I watched Outer Banks, which is really popular right now. A lot of kids have been watching this series called Outer Banks. That was really good. And then I just started Money Heist on Netflix, which I've been told is very good. And so far, I do like it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you a big video gamer or not?
I did to start off my break. I did play a lot of video games. We all had Modern Warfare, so we'd all play Modern Warfare, which is the new Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
I also like to play a little bit of 2K when I can.
Now, are you one of the, are you know, because the offense continually talks about, how they just dominated the defense in 2K. I mean, is there truth to that? Because there's just constant chirping, and if you go and watch Connor's video, he addresses that as well. So I'm just wondering if you had a
Um,
rebuttal to that.
no, yeah, I do have a rebuttal to that. I'd say any offensive player who says that can play me or anyone on the defense that plays 2K, and we will beat them, especially if it's an offensive player.
All right. All right.
We wouldn't be losing to offensive players.
All right. Well, be prepared after the video airs. I'm sure you're going to get a challenge if they've got game and they're not afraid of you. So
All right, all right. That
now,
one's for you, Leiden.
what's that?
I said that one's for you, Leiden.
There you
Who's
go.
watching?
Now, have there been any Crandall family traditions that have now started because of the quarantine?
I'm trying to think. We don't really know because I mean my mom still works. She has to go. I mean, 2 days a week she has to work from the computer. Then she has to go into the courthouse the other days. This is my dad's busiest time of the year. So I mean he's still working. So I'm actually also trying to get a job. So I mean everybody's pretty busy. So we haven't really. I mean we do have dinner together usually. So I mean
Now,
that's good.
is there a favorite takeout that's a must-do for you guys?
Oh yeah, we have been doing takeout lately. We've been switching where we go, because we're helping out. I mean, we just had Pablo's the other day at Rib House also. So we're just switching out what we eat and stuff and
Nice.
takeout. Yeah.
So what does next year hold for you? What's the game plan now?
So next year, I'm actually supposed to sign within the next few days. I'm gonna wrestle at a small private school in Florida. It's called Kaiser University. And how this came about, this coach contacted me through Instagram, and it's a new team. Last year was their first year. This is going to be their second year of even competing. So he contacted me. It's an NAIA school, so
Okay, good.
so yeah, it's a bunch of small private schools, and they offer money. It's a pretty good conference, but so yeah, he just talked to me about myself. He's like, I want to bring you in because I think you'd be a big help to our program. We're a new program. We don't get a lot of guys from the Midwest, and the Midwest is more the mecca for wrestling. So I mean, I'm excited. It's in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be rooming. I'm gonna be rooming with Blake Brown. Actually, he's going there also.
Well, are you living dangerously with that move? You guys going to survive? I mean, I don't know. You and Blake?
Yeah, we'll do fine. We'll be down in Florida, so we'll be okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah, West Palm's a beautiful area. So the
yeah,
problem's going to be your focus and being able to keep up with your work and your conditioning
well,
and
yeah.
such.
Well, that's why I'm doing wrestling, so I don't have a choice.
There you go.
I gotta stay in shape. So.
No, awesome. So how is it that, so were you trying to wrestle or play football at the next level, or what was kind of your thought process?
So I didn't have really like, I wasn't opposed to it. Football I was more opposed to because of all my injuries, and I was just like, it's bound to happen that I probably do something else. But I mean, wrestling, I wasn't opposed to it at all, really. I was like, I mean, if something pops up, I mean, why not? And he ended up offering me a good amount of money, so I was like, I mean, why not? Why not go try it? If I get to go to school for cheap, I might as well go try it, see if I like it, and if I don't, I mean, I can go do something else.
That's awesome. So that
Yeah.
kind of, what school, were there schools that you were looking at before that before this opportunity came up?
Yeah, there was. I mean, I was talking to a few D3 schools, some more NAI schools from their conference actually. I don't know. I didn't really seem interested in many of them, but I mean, once he contacted me, and we actually went down and visited this college, and I actually really liked it. It's small, but I mean, I think it will be perfect for me. So.
Is it in the town of West Palm Beach, or is it right on the ocean, or where is it situated?
Yeah, so it's about 10 minutes from the beach. Yeah, I say it's in West Palm Beach. And so it's off a side road, and then you get on this one highway, and it takes you right to the beach. And it's nice.
Well, good. And then you got the harbor there. That's also, I don't know if you realize this. Have you ever gotten into scuba diving?
I've never. I would like to do that though.
West Palm Beach is the place on that side of Florida where a lot of people get certified for scuba diving.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so that'd be something for you. Maybe your mom and dad won't be happy I threw that out there, but
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
definitely. Hey, you're there, right? And you might as well enjoy yourself and do all you can while you're in college. So now,
Exactly.
what kind of, do you know what you want to do from a major perspective? What kind of eventually you want to get into? Picture
Yeah.
it's 10 years from now. You're now
Yeah.
28. What are you doing?
28 years from now.
No, 10 years from now when you're
Oh, 10
28.
years from
Yeah.
now? Well, I know that I want to study something in business, whether it be marketing, finance, or business administration. I don't know exactly what yet. My parents want me to go into finance. That's going to be super tough, though. I mean, I'm up for the challenge, but I mean, I've heard it's pretty hard. But in 10 years, I want to start a business. I want to open a business. I don't know what yet. That's what I'm going to figure out when I go down there. Because I think when I'm going to go down to Florida, I don't think I'm going to want to come back up. So I think in 10 years, I'll be down in Florida, and eventually I want to open up a business down there.
How do
But
your
I just got to figure out what.
how do your parents feel about that? Because you're their baby and you're going the furthest away, right?
Yeah. I mean, at first my mom was like, "Oh, you're not going to West Palm Beach." And I was like, "Watch, man, I'm going to West Palm Beach." And I don't know. She just didn't want me to go at first because it is so far. It's about like 21-hour drive, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, they're supportive now. I mean, they have West Palm Beach to vacation to now. So
There you go.
I think what she's just more upset about is they won't be able to see my wrestling as much.
Sure. Well, hopefully there'll be like some sort of video feeds that you'll be able to do or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Now introduce the rest of your family, siblings, your parents, tell us about them.
So I have 3 sisters. There's Maddie. She goes to University of Kentucky. I think she's studying nursing. So she wants to be a nurse when she graduates. I don't know. I think nursing's only 4 years though.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Ashley just graduated college. She's living in Vegas now. She graduated from University of Kentucky. She's living in Vegas working for Hershey's. I forgot her position title, but she just works for like corporate Hershey's, and she's really liking that. Eventually, she wants to go to law school and study. And then Taylor graduated from University of Northern Iowa a few years ago. She's actually staying with us right now. She's helping out my dad with his work, and then I think she wants to move inner city and look for a job more inner city eventually. And then my mom works at the courthouse. She's been doing that for about a year now. She really likes it. And then my dad's still doing his same thing. He's grinding out his graduation season right now. He's got a lot of schools to take care of, so he's in his stressful moments right now.
Oh, I'm sure, making sure that all the rings, caps and gowns, invites,
Yeah.
and everything else that he's involved with, right?
Yeah.
So, well, cool. Now, if you look back on your 4 years at PR, who are the people that really had the biggest impact on you over that time?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would definitely say I couldn't have got through it without my parents, because obviously, you know, they supported me through everything. They put me through such as, like, say, just small things like the training stuff for wrestling and football, and just like stuff like getting me equipped, like the right equipment I need, the right school supplies, all that stuff. They were always just the best with that, so supportive. So obviously them. And then teachers wise, teachers, coaches, obviously Mr. Peterson, Coach Pete, he just really helped me a lot in becoming who I am and the player I was. I would like to thank Eddie Smith, although I wouldn't always like him at certain times, because he would really push me. I mean, I look back on that now and I want to thank him. And just like, I would say, you know, I would really say all our coaches, really. I mean, they all were helpful, and, you know, they all showed great support. And I mean, our support is unmatched by any other school. I mean, it shows how good, it shows in how good our sports teams were and how great the kids are that play them. So, yeah.
Great. Now, if you think of, so you had Eddie, Coach Pete, how about in the classroom? Any teacher that you came across that you said, man, I just loved being in that teacher's classroom. They were just awesome.
Yeah, I would say O'Neill, just because O'Neill had an approach to the class. It wasn't just like sit there and listen. We'd be doing stuff, and, you know, it'd just be different, you know, because I'm going to 5 other classes where I'm sitting down and listening. I want to do something different. That, I mean, I really like classes that are different like that, you know, where we're not just sitting there and listening. Baldwin also did that. I enjoyed that. He was a really funny guy.
So that was Mr. Baldwin in English you had?
Yeah. He would always, you know, I mean, anything we were learning, I mean, yeah, we'd sit there and listen, but he'd always make a joke and stuff. So, I mean, it was bearable to listen to, you know.
More bearable than Coach Pete's jokes?
Yeah. Coach Pete doesn't have the best jokes. They're all some bad dad jokes. He's got that little calendar on his desk that has the joke of the day.
Oh,
And
is
not
that
for
what it
that.
is? He just gets it from a joke of a day? He doesn't even work for it? Come on.
Yeah, he's got this little calendar. Each day there's a new joke on there, and they're all dad jokes.
Oh, that's funny. Now, back to O'Neill. What class? What if you want to describe for everyone what class you had Mr. O'Neill in, and kind of what you felt about that class?
Yeah, so I had O'Neill for business incubator this year, and we were challenged to do is come up with a product or service, um, like a new product or service, and it was going to be sort of like Shark Tank, is where we would figure out all the financials, the production, everything for our product, literally everything. We're starting up our own business, and I enjoyed it because this is like what I want to do, and it was just like a really fun process going through the year. Um, we had awesome speakers come in. We had some like really cool people from all different kinds of businesses come in and talk to us, and it was just a really cool class because like I said, we weren't doing just the normal stuff you would do at school. We were doing like, this was like actually like a real world class. We were doing stuff that we were going to be doing when we're older, and it was a lot of fun. We ended up coming up with a sports. So it was a new cap for the Gatorade bottles, and basically what you could do is you could keep them on the water bottle and fill the water bottle without taking the cap off, and it was just supposed to be a really fast way to fill the water bottles, because the problem us football players and other sports always had was the water bottles were never filled, or you gotta unscrew them and fill them all the way each time. That always took a long time.
Yeah.
And our trainer vouched for us. She liked our product, but I mean, with all this Corona stuff that was going down, we couldn't really exactly finish, because we were gonna 3D print ours and actually like get ours going, and we were gonna test it out and everything. But I mean, we couldn't get to that because this coronavirus stuff hit. But I mean, I did have a really fun year in that class. I would say that's my favorite class from this year.
Awesome. And then is that where your desire for maybe starting a business came from?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had idea before that, but I mean, that class definitely set it in stone that, I mean, that's what I want to do.
Great.
Because I mean, also just talking to like business owners, and I mean mentors like yourself and other mentors, like what they do just seems like fun thing to do.
Sure. Now, who was, you could give a shout out, who was your mentor and fellow team members in that class?
Yeah, so our mentor was Mr. Mack. Um, he mentored me, Matt, and George. So he was really awesome. Really chill guy to talk to. He knows a lot of people. He actually set us up with this civil engineer from Baxter and Woodman, who actually helped like design our cap, which was awesome. He's just got a lot of connections, and he's an awesome guy. I'd like to thank him because he really helped us out this year, and I like him.
That's awesome. And I'm sure there's a lot of football talk too.
Yeah, he does. He does like football. I mean, his son will play football. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then obviously you could thank his dad for the offense that you use too. So
oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
what's that?
Coach Mack is actually the one that used to sit down with Coach Shrimp and
Yeah,
walk him through the option offense and teach him how to
that's
do it.
right.
So
I never put two and two together that they were related, but that's right, because Shrimp would always talk about him, but I never knew that they were related.
yep. Yep.
Wow.
So that's where that piece came from. So definitely a huge football family. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, okay, so you've heard the phrase "once a wolf, always a wolf," right?
Yeah.
what now that you're coming up on graduating and being an alumni, what does that mean to you?
Um, I would say it just means, I would say that I mean, I had such a great experience over these 4 years. So I mean, once a wolf, always a wolf. Like I'm proud to have the title of being a wolf. Um, I made my best friends over high school that I'll definitely stay in contact for the rest of my life. Yeah, just awesome relationships. I'll definitely be visiting back. I want to. I'll definitely be visiting back. See the football games, wrestling meets. See my coaches and all the younger players. So yeah, that's what it means to be a wolf. I mean, just I'm proud to come back to where I'm from.
No, that's awesome. Couple more things. Well, I'll let you think about this one, and we'll circle back. Think about, or maybe you know it. What's the one thing that people just don't know about Josh Crandall? Is there a secret talent, a secret thing you like to do, something that maybe only your family knows?
Secret talent. Yeah, I might have to think about that one. Can we come back to that?
Yeah, we're gonna circle back to that one.
Okay.
So if you reflect back on your varsity football years, any games that really stick out and hold a special place? Is there a hit that you made that held a special place? I mean, what are those things that you could be selfish, man, that you think back and go, oh, I just love watching. I could watch that over and over.
I mean, nothing matches beating Carrie. Obviously, that for our first state year, obviously our playoff game to get to the semis
Yep.
against Carrie. I mean, that was just crazy because we're standing on the sideline, and then Samson breaks off for the run, and I mean, we all just broke down in tears because I mean, we thought, the game's not over till it's over, but I mean, we were losing with like 15 seconds left, and I was just really sad. Like, it sucked, and then Samson broke off the run, and I mean, that game is crazy. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And obviously this year, beating them 42-7, and then sending them home in the playoffs was special. Especially now that we're seniors, and we never really had good relations and football wise with the Carey guys. So it's always nice beating them.
So not too many friends on the Cary sideline. Is that what you're saying, or?
Yeah, it's fine now. Now that football's over, but obviously we're really competitive once we're in football. So I mean, they don't like us, we don't like them. So
Hey, one thing, because you were part of this, being involved with the varsity, as were other guys, and I guess I've kind of forgot to address this. What was it like when you guys used to have the Friday Night Lights camera crew there? Because your last year, you guys were probably the ones that they spent the most time doing things. Because since then, the last 2 years, they've kind of backed off a little bit how active they are. So, do you remember anything particular from them being around with cameras?
yeah, the camera guys sophomore year, they would come a few times a week, maybe like two or three times. They would come 2 or 3 times a week, and they would interview most of the senior guys. They would interview, but it was cool. It was cool when we would get to sit down and watch the episodes, because we're watching ourselves on TV.
Yeah.
And they were never really a distraction. So Coach Tremp and all the other coaches, they never really had a problem with it. I think it was a bonus for us, because we get our name out there, because no one ever thinks of Prairie Ridge when they think of football. No one really ever mentions us. Yeah, but we made it to. We've made it to state 3 of the past 4 years.
Yeah.
But no one really mentions us.
No,
So
So, well, good memory to know you're a part of that, and something that'll be fun for you to look back on. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
all right. So enough stalling. What's something someone doesn't know about you? We've literally had a student that could touch his tongue to his nose. We've had somebody. If you see the video that I think's out today, you could see someone singing. So I'm not gonna make you sing, Josh, unless you want to. But
I do a lot of shower singing.
yeah, what's the go-to? What's the go-to shower tune?
I do like classic, like older classic music. I like a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's see. I like The Offspring. I also do like some like 80s rock because I listen so much of it from my dad. I do
Sure.
actually do. I do listen to 80s rock. Motley Crue and like Def Leppard and
Oh, the hair bands.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Lately I've been getting into skateboarding.
Really?
Yeah.
Longboards or?
No, skateboarding. Like I've been trying to do like tricks and stuff. Me and Laux actually go to the skate park. Probably not the best idea if I'm wrestling next year, but I mean it's something to do during this quarantine, and people probably wouldn't expect me to be a skater because I play football and wrestling, but no, I actually do enjoy it.
Are
I do
you
like skating.
are you getting good?
I learned how to ollie and I can drop in off ramps and stuff. So I'm getting there. I've only been doing it for about a month now. So I'm not bad, but I'm working on it.
All right. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Well, hey, it was a real pleasure. It's been a pleasure to get to know you over these years,
Yeah.
and you're a great example on and off the football field and the wrestling mat. And I just appreciate it and wish you nothing but success at the next level here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Miko. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for being there for the 4 years, taking pictures and for us. And it's thank you from all of us. We all appreciate it and we love having you around. So thank you.
No, my pleasure. Thanks.
All right.
Everybody just clap your hands. Clap your hands, everybody just clap your hands.
Once you head south, you don't want to come back,
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and come on, getting used to the beach and hanging out, and you'll probably meet the future Mrs. Crandall there. I don't know. Do you have
maybe.
now? Do you have one now?
No, I don't actually.
All right. Well, don't find one now. Wait till you go to school.
Yeah, when you interview Logs, tell him that.